What's the craziest thing you've overheard on a plane? One way too late for anyone to see this. And it wasn't so much overheard as said to me I was flying alone and this little girl, maybe 5, wandered down the aisle and said hello. I asked where her parents were, and she said they passed and a police officer was flying with her to take her to her aunt. My brain was not able to conjure any response at all apart from Mom. Sorry? She asked if she could look out my window, so I moved over to the aisle seat and let her me continuously looking for a cop that she might be traveling with. She then told me how her parents were driving back from a party last week and their car got pushed off the road by a truck into a tree. She was quietly crying while telling me this story. Suddenly I hear, "Oh, there you are from the aisle. There's a woman standing there. Girl says hello, Mommy, and leaves with her." What a little psycho, too. Everyone is boarded and the plane is in the middle of the trip, when a kid about 10 seats up and on the left side, I was on the right side, starts crying and screaming at the top of his lungs. I need to poop, and I'm going to poop over and over again until the seatbelt signs came off. I've never seen so many worried faces and the look of panic as the mother picked up the kid and bolted to the toilet. 3, I sat in front of a kid 12 to 13 and his older sister, who I assume was his guardian. It was a cross-country flight and the kid was casually talking about how he had never flown before and he is looking forward to it. Then the plane starts to move and he instantly freaks all the way out screaming, "We are not going to make it. Let me off this plane, it's a coffin. You're all going to crash, it's going to be a fireball." The stewardess comes by and tries to calm him down. Sister is talking to him in English and Spanish trying to get him to relax, telling him he's embarrassing her, she's never taking him to Puerto Rico if he keeps acting like this, etc. Finally, the hero of the story, James, says, "Honey, I'm going to need you to calm down, sweetie, because you're making all the rest of us real nervous now, okay?" Eventually, and for no noticeable reason, the kid relaxes and starts talking about how cool flying is like a switch. He starts looking out the window saying things like, "Wow, the view is really cool. I feel safe now. Everything is okay after all." Audible collective sigh of relief. Where was his sister flying him to astronaut camp? I think about him every time I fly 4. A guy coming home early to bust a cheating wife, he was on the phone with a friend family who told him the other guy was at his house and they didn't expect him back until the next week. 5, I was flying to Seattle from Atlanta and there was a baby crying for the majority of the flight. The parents were doing their best and it really was not their fault, just a bad situation. About halfway to Seattle, the man seated in front of the baby snapped and started screaming at the baby and his parents, cursing at them, saying how they're awful parents and he's gonna beat them all, including the baby, to a pulp when they land. A flight attendant tried to ask the guy to calm down and he said he would also beat her up. The pilot had to come on and tell everyone to calm down, or else we had to make an early landing. We made it to Seattle and the guy ended up having to be tackled by 4 cops at the gate because he was trying to run away after being approached by them. 6, I was flying solo into Orlando. The woman next to me was so excited about her new boyfriend's boat and was going on and on about how excited she was for this trip. I nodded and put my headphones in and about 1 minute later, she grabbed the cord on my headphone and pulled it out of my ear. So she could blabber on about it, I asked her if she had lost her mind.